Hey guys, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. Hope everyone is doing good, having a great start to the new year. If you have not yet subscribed to Quantity Surveying Studio, please do subscribe for quantity surveying related videos. Hope you all are enjoying the contents that is being put up. Thanks a lot for the support. So today's video is a kind of tip or advice that I can give you based on my experience. This is related to MEP quantity surveying and specifically electrical side when you actually do cable takeoffs. So if you're not aware of how cables are taken, it's mainly the basic document that is being used is the SLDs or single line diagrams, or we call it the schematic. So based on that, you'll get a flow of how the electricity is moving in that particular project, and based on that you correlate it with the different plans, the different floor plans, understand where the different panels, the transformers, the distribution boards are coming, and accordingly you do the measurement of the cables. You will have a destination, you will have a source, so you can do your takeoffs from your plans after doing the scaling, proper scaling. So while doing this cable takeoffs, you must have seen that in some project, the lengths are given in the schematic or the SLD itself. Like they show the different flow, and there itself they would mention the length is equal to 50 meters, or from this panel to this panel, it is 50 meters, from this MDB to this SMDB, this main distribution to this sub-main distribution number 1 is 20 meters. So that would be mentioned in the schematic itself, in the single line diagram itself. And in some projects, it won't be mentioned. So when it is not mentioned, it is obvious that you need to actually go and measure it, actually find these distribution boards and panels in the plan and do if the cable tray routings are provided, well and good, you can follow that routing and add the drops, the termination lengths accordingly. So that is how you go upon doing the cable length measurements. But when these lengths, in some schematics, when these lengths are provided, should you directly take these lengths and not measure it as per the plan? So what most of us might be doing is that you would take these lengths from the single line diagrams and you will be making your cable the cable schedules. I've already made a video on how you can make a cable schedule. You can go through it. I can put the link of that video also at the top of this video, where specifically you will have the details like from where it is coming to where it is going, what are the verticals, what are the horizontal lengths, what are the drops. All those details would be provided in a kind of Excel you create. And the cable size, another thing that is important. What is a cable size? So from that Excel you can understand for particular this cable size, this much length of cable is required. So that is mainly the purpose of a cable schedule. So as I said, if these lengths are given, what we try to do is to save time. We directly input these quantities into our measurement sheets and then calculate it. So is that the right thing? So my answer is no. Never do this in any of your projects. Do your measurements properly. Even if the lengths have been provided as 20 meter, don't assume that it is exactly right or it is perfect. So what happened from my experience that I'm telling is, in one of the projects when we were doing the cable measurements, the lengths were provided, and to save time, what we did is we directly encoded these lengths into our measurement sheets and took these lengths into the BOQs. We input these lengths into our BOQ that we were doing. If I remember, it was a Middle East project, and we had to make a BOQ, a cost plan based on NRM standards, and we directly included these quantities into our measurement sheets, and that went into the BOQ. And then later on, when the reviews happened by the client, it was understood that it was completely wrong. So what had happened is, usually the designers make these schematics and they include these lengths, but what happened was the designers had, just to save time, they had included some other lengths, the lengths of some other projects, or they just included some quantities into that particular schematic diagram, and they just made the drawings like that and provided it to the consultants, to us, to do the takeoffs. And finally came to our understanding that the measurement we did was completely wrong, and it gave a negative feedback to the client. It was like that impression came that we never took any takeoffs. At least if something like that happens, we have to do a cross check. At least 2 or 3 cables we need to check if that particular length that has been provided in the single line diagram is right or not. So that was not done. So it was a complete chaos. So that I thought I would share it with you guys. So next time when something like this happens in a single line diagram, if the measurements are provided, don't assume it to be correct. The first step would be take 5 or 6 cables. I would say not even audit it. You need to completely measure it again. The complete cables need to be measured again and made a schematic cable schedule needs to be made from scratch, so that you have that backup. Even you can come easily show that how you have made these measurements. If you have not done it, if you tell that, oh, the measurements I have taken it from the single line diagram, the obvious question that comes from the client is, have you done a cross check of that? How are you confident that the length provided is right or not? So this is a big advice, of important advice that I can give to all the MEP QS or any QS who are doing a cable takeoffs. So the next time when you are facing a similar kind of situation, do your takeoffs from the scratch, have the proper backups, so that if any doubts come from the client, any questions come from the client, you have the right backups, the right document to show to them. So thanks a lot for watching this small video. Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So hope everyone is doing good, having a good time in your career and also in your personal life. So this is going to be a basic video about MEP. So if you are someone from the construction background who has experience in the construction sector, so for you, I don't believe that there would be anything new to learn from this video, any new concepts, since you already would be knowing what is MEP all about. Even if you are from the civil background, you will be having an idea about what MEP is. But if you are someone who is new to the construction sector, or who is planning to move into the construction sector, some of you might be in other sectors like the IT sectors, the electrical, mechanical engineering background engineers. So if you are planning to shift your career, then definitely this is going to be an important video for you. You will get to know something new. Let's imagine a building. See, let's say a residential building having different flats in it. So the construction is over and you're asked to stay in it. But would you be comfortable to stay in that building without any power, any light, any air, any water? Definitely the answer is no, you would never be comfortable. So here plays the role of an MEP system. So MEP, as the name suggests, it is mechanical, electrical, plumbing. So let's compare a building with our human body. This is something that I always like to compare with. When someone asks me what MEP is, this is how I try to make them understand. So when you compare your body, let's see in your body, just your bones, your muscles is not that helps you to lead your life or sustain your life. There are a lot of nerves inside it, the brain. These are connected together. Only then you will be able to function properly. So MEP is nothing other than those nerve system, the brain, the different organs inside your body. Without them, just a body would not be enough for you to actually survive in this world. So that is what the importance of MEP is. So let's first take the example of mechanical. What are the mechanical components? Let's say AC. In your office, you would have seen air flowing through from your ceilings, but you would have imagined like how the air is coming from that ceiling. Actually, if the ceiling is closed, sometimes it might be an open ceiling, so you could see some ducts going through. Sometimes the ceiling will be closed, the ducts will be above that ceiling. So here that flow of air is happening. There might be different types of equipments used in different types of projects. It might be an air handling unit, it might be a fresh air landing unit, FCUs, fan coil units. Sometimes for big projects, big buildings, there might be also chillers used. So depending upon the type of project and the type of design, type of requirements, the type of equipment used for the airflow, for your AC, for your ventilation, that will change. So basically it's also called HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. So all these process is done in a mechanical system. So this is just for a basic building. There might be different types of infra projects or oil and gas projects wherein there are different types of mechanical systems happening, big pumps, big mechanical equipments. So for the running all those things will be a part of the mechanical system. And simple example is just your ACs in your house. So here there is not much no technicality involved. It is just mostly it will be either a split unit or a split unit, a window unit, or it might be an indoor air unit. Split unit is not being used as of now, not much. It's mostly the indoor outdoor unit. It will be connected between each other through some pipes, refrigerants, gas. There will be gas flowing through it, refrigerant. It's called refrigerant gas. So next is the the electrical part. So electrical is the power. The power is required for any type of equipment, even the AC equipments, your light, your sockets. To run any machine, to run any equipment, a power is required. So for that, there will be cables running all across the building through conduits, through cable trays, and the power will be fed from different types of panels, from distribution boards. So that flow, that system gets involved into the E part, the electrical system part. For running any type of machine, be it a big industry, oil and gas industry, any power sector, any industrial sector, any industrial projects, everywhere power is required. So here comes the importance of E, that is electrical. And also a part of electrical, we can also include the ELV system, which is also called extra low voltage system. Basically, these are the components like the security, CCTV, the access controls, fire alarms. Any building, any residential or commercial buildings will be having all these components. So this is also part of the electrical system. But since low power is utilized for these type of components, it's called ELV system, extra low voltage system. And again, without this, a proper functioning of building is difficult to happen. You see, if you're someone who's going to office, you will be swiping your card to enter your office. There might be cameras for overall security of the employees and the staffs in that building. Fire alarm system, if in case of some fire happens, there will be fire alarm signaling you that something is wrong. So these are an important component that help you to lead a comfortable life in any building, be it a residential building or commercial building, any type of building. And last but not the least is the P, which is called the plumbing. The plumbing part is definitely, as you know, through the means through which water flows. Without water, proper functioning of a human being is not possible. You need water to drink, you wash, for your daily needs. Again, water is also required for firefighting purpose also. You might have seen red lines running throughout buildings, in the malls, in the basements, everywhere. Those are pipes that carry water that could help extinguish the fire when, if at all, it happens. It's called firefighting pipes. There are sprinklers attached to these pipes through which water flows. Then there are the other plumbing systems which is used in a kitchen or in your bathroom areas where water flows and you can use it for your daily needs. Now, many people might tell that MEP system is just small system compared to the entire building. It just is around 25 to 30% of the overall cost of a building, and so there is not much importance for it. But this is actually wrong, because what happens is, yeah, I agree that it is just 25 to 30% of the overall cost of a building, but when actually the project happens, a lot of variations happens in an MEP system. There would be a lot of design changes, lot of additional requirements, and if you see in any project, the disputes mainly happen in an MEP system. There would be a lot of variation. So someone who has knowledge and expertise in assessing those MEP systems is really required. And a civil engineer can do it. I would not tell that he cannot do it, but he has all the right to tell that, see, I've done this. I'm basically an civil engineer. From whatever knowledge I have, whatever I understood, I have done this. If it is wrong, it is not my mistake. He has all the right to tell that. But someone who has a mechanical, electrical background, he cannot tell this because he has that basic graduate degree. He knows the technical concepts, the basic concepts, and someone with that experience from that engineering background can easily understand, can easily assess the entire systems, and he could easily do value engineering, save a lot of money for the company. So the demand, uh, around maybe 10 years back, the demand for MEP QS was less because what happens was it was already being carried out by someone who is doing the civil part. So just to save money, so so that they could not assign, no need of assigning any other person to just look after MEP, to save a lot of money, companies used to utilize these civil resources to carry out the MEP works too. But now that is definitely changing. Everybody has realized that civil is different, MEP is different, and to save money, definitely someone who has an expertise in the MEP background has to carry out the MEP process. The basic responsibilities of a QS and MEP QS is relatively the same, but they are more into the MEP systems. They need to look on the MEP drawings, understand how the flow is, understand the schematics. The schematic is the drawings that shows how the flow is happening of the different systems, be it electrical, plumbing, mechanical, and do the quantity takeoffs, understand the market rates to do the rate analysis, and provide a proper costing of the MEP systems during the pre-contract stage. And once the project starts, do the monthly assessment of the contractors, the payment assessments, if any variations are there, understand if whether it is the variation, understand what the scope of work is, understand the contract, whether the variation that is claimed by a contractor is subcontractor is acceptable or not. So all this becomes part of the MEP QS. And a lot of vacancies are coming up. In India, it was rather less, but now a lot of vacancies have coming up in MEP part, in the MEP QS section. In fact, I've heard people telling from the other countries, like the UK, Ireland, Australia, that there is a shortage of MEP expertise, MEP resources, MEP QS who are experienced. So in the future, hopefully there would be a lot of opportunities outside India also. Middle East, yes, from all times itself, they have been utilizing MEP resources, and there has been a lot of MEP QS vacancies, and there are a lot of MEP QS working in the Middle East. I am an example, or almost worked 7 years in UAE, so I know how it works compared to India. In the Middle East, definitely they give importance to MEP, and they assign someone who has experience in MEP for the MEP commercial activities and civil part for civil commercial activities. Many of my LinkedIn connections message me out asking me how they can start their career in this MEP field. Again, it depends upon you whether you would like to, whether you are interested in the execution side, the project management side, or the commercial management side. So it completely depends on you. Easily, if you are the basic graduate is definitely required. An electrical or mechanical engineering graduate, even electronics also are considered. Now there are a lot of fresher openings coming up in MNCs. I've seen a lot of MNCs putting up vacancies for freshers. Keep your LinkedIn pages updated. Keep connecting with people in LinkedIn. Also, Naukri.com is a good platform where you can prepare your CVs and search for jobs, fresher jobs. LinkedIn is another platform. You can connect with people. There are a lot of jobs being posted for freshers. You can try your luck through that way. Again, if you need any advice on how to move your career about in the MEP sector, do message me in any of my social media platforms. I can help you with whatever knowledge I have, with whatever experience I have gained in my 11 years of career. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Have a good day. Take care. Bye. Hey, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So hope everyone is doing good, having a great professional life, great personal life. If you have not yet subscribed to Quantity Surveying Studio, please do subscribe for quantity surveying related videos. So as you can see on the screen, I've opened an Excel tab. So this is going to be a video about one Excel tip or a command or something that will be useful for you as a quantity surveyor or anyone who is into any profession in any industry. They can utilize this command or this tip in their profession, which could be very helpful. Without any further delay, let's move into the video. The command that I'm talking to you is about get data. So if you see here in the Excel, if you go to data, you can see here something called get data. So basic use of this is to get data from any different types of files. It could be PDF, it could be websites, it could be Word, so any kind of files where you would have seen a lot of tables, so that you could convert it into Excel so that you could utilize that table to do your different works, your analysis. For example, I've opened a PDF here. So this PDF I've opened, you can see here, this is a table here in this PDF. I want this to be converted into Excel. So there are different websites where you can do a conversion from PDF to Excel, but sometimes that won't be perfect or it will not be converted successfully. There could be a lot of errors. There might be formatting errors. So in all that case, this could be very useful. So for example, if I want to convert that PDF table into Excel, you can go to get data, click on from file, then from PDF, you can select the data wherever it is saved. Select the file. So I've saved in the desktop. So it will take some time to convert it into Excel. If there are a lot of rows, lot of columns, it might take a bit more time. So now here, if you see, it has two tables have been converted. So it is almost the same, just there is some additional columns. So let's take, maybe we'll take this column, this table. So after that, we just need to click on transform data. So basic function of that is when you click on transform data, something like this will open up a new table. It's just like a query, power query, where you can, do some corrections in the table. Sometimes the table, there might be some unnecessary rows, columns. So for doing that rectifications, you can use this query editor. So it's here, it is called Power Query Editor. So when you click that transform button, it will come here. For example, I just don't need these first 5 rows because it starts from this is the main headings of the columns. So you can just click on remove rows, remove top row. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't need the 5 rows. So I'll click on remove rows and number of rows. They'll ask how many rows is not required. We'll click on 5. Click on OK. So here see the top 5 rows has been deleted. And again, if you want to change the name of this, you can do that. Replace value, something like that. Want to change the column names. Any other things you can do here. So now it looks like kind of okay. So if it's fine, just go to close and load. Click close and load to new worksheet is there. We'll click existing worksheet. We are already opened an Excel. So we'll click here A1. If you want some other to start the table to start in some other cell, you can click that cell. So we'll click on A1 itself. Click on OK. So here you see the table has come. You can do your analysis. You can make your reports easily. Now let's also see how you can get tables from websites. So I just opened a new sheet. So again, I've opened a For example, this is one website about world population, because here there are a lot of tables here. So I'll use this website. So I'll just just copy it here. Go to again data, get data. Now go to from other sources, then from web. Click on that. It will ask the URL. Click copy paste the URL. Click on OK. So again, it is searching through the entire website for all the tables. If there are a lot of tables, it will take again some time. So I think in this website there were like a lot of tables. So it was just processing it. So let's wait. So after waiting some time, see a lot of tables has been populated. So whichever table is useful for us, we can use that. So let's take this table where it is showing here population, not much of use. Let's see if there is some country wise. See this, we can take this country's ranking highly populated. So let's use that. Again, we can click on transform data. So if you here we can do our editing, whatever like rows or columns we don't require, we can delete it from here. Again, we can close and load to existing sheet. Okay, so the table has come up. So hope this Excel video has been useful. I believe that most of you would not have an idea about this, and this would be relatively new for you. So thanks a lot for this watching this video. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So today's video will be discussing about something, or rather than discussing, we'll be comparing about two things. So these two concepts are cost to design and design to cost. So I had put a LinkedIn post. If you are following me on LinkedIn, I have put a poll like, what do you consider is better, design to cost or cost to design, or something like a mix of both? So first let's understand what these two concepts are. First, let's look into cost to design. So cost to design is where you design something that you are having a particular design in your mind, and then you're costing according to that particular design. So now what is design to cost? Here you are having a particular budget in your mind, say 1 million US dollars, and you are designing your building, your project according to that budget. So that is design to cost. So when I put this poll, there was a mix of responses. Some said it is design to cost, which is better. Some said cost to design. Some were arguing that it is a mix of both. So I'll be putting this poll in my community dashboard also here in this YouTube channel. So you can also cast your polls like which is better according to you. After all, even if you discuss a lot on this topic, it eventually is boiled down to what your client requires. See, if your client is a very rich client, like they already have some design in their mind and they are not going to move away from that, and they have that money to spend for that design, obviously they will go for the cost to design because they have the budget and they have that design in their mind already. They are not going to withdraw from that. They would be wanting some golden statues in their front, some big designs, some curved shape designs that is very complex, or something that is costly materials, interiors, the posh materials used for the interiors, sanitary fixtures, the other interior fixtures. So all these will be there in their mind already. The lighting fixtures, everything will be expensive, and they will go according to the cost to design. Now, when is design to cost taking place? So here the client would be having a particular budget in mind. They would have done similar kind of projects previously, and they would be knowing that this is their budget that they want to come about. And there will be in the initial design, sometimes it will go beyond that budget. So they will do some alternative, some value engineering will be done to bring to that particular budget. Likewise, design to cost takes place. Now, sometimes what happens is a mix of this takes place. The client would be wanting for some elements, a particular design is a must for them. They don't care about what that material is, like what the cost is. Some items they want that to be inside the particular budget, and it goes on and they come about maybe it could be going beyond their budget, a little bit of percentage beyond the budget. There sometimes it could be coming below their budget. So there will be a mix of everything happening here. So eventually it comes down to what actually the client requires. This is something that I was thinking about. I recently attended a webinar and this topic was also discussed in that. So that kept me thinking like, oh, this is something worth a discussion, worth a debate. Like there would be a mix of response happening, and that is how I put a LinkedIn poll also, and there also it was a varying response. I will be putting the screenshot of what the current scenario is of the poll. Put this poll maybe last week. It will be for 2 weeks, so I guess it must have come to an end, or it is going to come to an end this week. So I'll put what the current status is on that poll, and now I'll be putting one more poll here in this community so that you can also put your comments there, your opinion about it. So this was just a discussion video, nothing much to learn, I guess, but you can also think about it, like what is better off, or there if there is something else that you think could work out, that also you could think about and let me know in the comment section. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye. Hey all, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. Hope everyone is doing good, staying safe. And if you have not yet subscribed to Quantity Surveying Studio, please do subscribe for quantity surveying related videos, discussions, topics. So this video is going to be a general topic, especially for someone who is looking to work in India. It could be someone who was already in India or someone who is abroad and who wants to come back to India to work in the quantity surveying field. So this is especially for you. So if you're someone from any other country, then I believe this wouldn't be that much suited for you. But still, if you are also someone who wants to work in the Indian construction industry, then definitely you can watch this video. And anyways, this is gonna be a general information, and maybe in the future this could be applying to your country also, wherever you are working also. So the topic that I would like to discuss is about how the different MNCs are opening up a different department, or they're setting up teams that would be catering to the other countries. For example, if there is an MNC and they are having offices maybe across the globe, maybe 10 or 20 offices all around the world, including India. So right now what is happening is the trend that what I'm seeing is they are opening a separate department and they are recruiting people in that department, and they are going to be supporting the other 10 or 15 offices that are across the other countries like the UK, the Middle East, US, Europe. So they would be the team that would be in India would be supporting them, especially for the pre-contract tasks, because post-contract it definitely there are some limitations, there would be difficulties, but still there are possibilities of doing some kind of pre post contract tasks like variation analysis or EOT preparations, material reconciliation. So this also could be outsourced to that Indian team. So this is a huge opportunity that is coming up. There is a huge scope in it. So if you are someone who is looking to change from your current role, maybe you would be working in Indian projects. So if you want to get some international exposure, then this would be the right time. Or if you are someone who have done or who are currently pursuing your higher studies in another country, and if you see that if you feel that nothing is working out in terms of job opportunities, then this could be an opportunity for you to come back to India and start researching more about this, start looking to get into such kind of teams in an MNC. So what can you do to get into that kind of role or profile? Definitely you need to have that quantity takeoff skill. You need to understand how to read drawings. That is a basic requirement for any QS role, not only this outsourcing job, any kind of QS role, that is a must. But in addition to that, what you can do is you need to learn all the standard methods of measurement, the international standard method of measurements like the NRMs, the new rule of measurements,
We have the POMI. POMI is the rules. It's not a structure, but many Middle East or the UK, Europe projects, they follow the POMI rules. Then SMM7 is actually not being used right now. It is being replaced by NRM, but still, if there are PDFs available online, you can just go through it and understand the different sections, where each type sections come, what all are the items that comes in that sections, in each subsections, and how do you make the description for that BOQ, what are the rules, what are the things that will be included, that will be not included, what will be the unit of measurement. So all these are exclusively detailed in all these types of measurement, of methods of measurement. Then there is SSM4, which is specifically used for infrastructure projects. So you can go through that also, the different sections used in that. Then there are also some country related method of measurement like ARM, agreed rule of measurement. I think this is used in Ireland mainly. So if you go get an idea about this, then definitely if you are going for an interview for this kind of role, the interviewer is definitely going to ask you questions about whether you know about this international standard method of measurement, and have you ever, at least if you have not used, if you tell to them that you have the knowledge about it, these are the kind of sections for this particular type of work, and if you can impress in that way, definitely you can get opportunity in that company. So the major reason, as you can guess that rightly, because the cheap labor available in India, that would be the major reason why this kind of shift is happening. This is already being carried out in the IT industry. Now slowly this is getting developed into the construction sector also, because easily the Indian market can hire a number of QS who can look into that particular project, and the timelines also will be critical. So to complete, for example, when you receive a project, that will be a huge project, there will be the task of doing a cost planning in the initial stages, like the concept design stage or the schematic design stage or the detailed design stage. So you'll have to do the quantity takeoffs and then do the cost plan preparation according to whatever standards, and timelines will be very tight. Maybe it will be a big project, 1 or 2 weeks. So many number of resources can be used. One person can look into the structural quantity takeoffs and preparing cost plan. One can do the interiors architectural. One can do the, for MEP, mechanical, one person can concentrate the electrical, one person can concentrate plumbing, another person can concentrate. So a number of the tasks can be divided among different people, and then the cost plan can be, with proper coordination, the cost plan can be prepared. The rate analysis is still not being carried out by the Indian teams, because the market rates are not really known to them. But still, what is happening is these companies are setting up rate libraries or database of different rates in different countries of different items. So when this is slowly created, these rates can be usually used for your rate analysis also. The pricing can also be done from India itself, but then that it would be a risky. A proper review should be done by the counterparts in that particular country, because the rates, can fluctuate depending on a lot of reasons. So if you're someone who is interested in this kind of role, who is in India especially, or who wants to come back to India, give me a shout, send me a message in LinkedIn. Maybe I can be of help. I can maybe refer your CV to a few companies that are already doing such kind of works. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope this was a informative video, something related to new role, job opportunities, the scope. So if you found it to be useful, do like it, to share with your friends who are looking to change their current role, looking to change their current companies. Maybe it might be helpful for them. And thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye. Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio, a digital platform for the entire quantity surveying fraternity. Thanks a lot for the support being shown for this channel. So if you are from the quantity surveying field and if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe for quantity surveying related contents. Do share it with your friends, colleagues, and anyone who is interested in this field. So this video is going to be a bit of technical thing and it's related to MEP. We'll be looking into two common types of smoke detectors, how they differ in their working principle. So that will be dealt with in this video. So what is a smoke detector? You must have seen in your houses, in different buildings, in malls, shops, commercial buildings, your offices, something like this. This is a smoke detector. So it's basically a fire protection device that automatically detects and gives a warning of the presence of smoke. So if a fire happens, definitely smoke will come out of it. And this device will sense that smoke and give a warning that something is wrong. So definitely the a smoke will happen only if a fire comes. The building services team, the facility management team can do the required to shut off that fire and lives can be saved, the property can be saved. These are the main two types of smoke detectors that are being used. One is the ionization smoke detector and the second one is the photoelectric smoke detector. So let's look into the working principle of both. This is a small diagram of a ionization type of smoke detector. If you see here, there are different steps and the explanation of different steps. So let's understand each step. This is the first step. If you go through it, inside the smoke alarm, there are two tiny metal plates called electrodes that are connected to a battery. This is called a circuit. These are the two metal plates, electrodes, and it is connected to this battery. This entire loop forms a circuit. So this is the first step. So this is how a ionization type of smoke detector is built. And if you see the next step, this is pointing out the next step. So let's understand. There is also a substance called americium 241 and it converts air molecules into positive and negative ions. Because opposites attract, the negative ions move towards the positive plate and the positive ions move towards negative plate. This movement creates a complete circuit or path for electricity. So there will be a substance called americium 241 inside and this will convert these air molecules into negative and positive ions. So these green are the negative ions and these are the positive ions. Since opposite attracts, this negative will go and attract to this positive plate and this positive will attract to this negative plate and that is how the circuit is being formed and current will start flowing to the circuit. This is a, you can say, an ammeter which measures the current. So a current is being measured. This is the basic working principle in the normal condition. When no smoke happens, this is the inside working principle going on inside that smoke detector. So now let's see in step 3 when the fire happens. There's a diagram of the fire being happening and the smoke is coming and it is going inside the detector. So the third step, when smoke enters the smoke alarm, the ions bond with the smoke, breaking the path of electricity. When the smoke goes inside, so all this path will be broken and these ions will move out, and this will cause that complete circuit to break. And see, if you see the measurement of current, when the flow of electricity is reduced, the alarm goes off. Flow of electricity is reduced, so then the alarm will go off. So this is the basic principle of an ionization type of smoke detector. So hope it is clear. Now let's look into the photoelectric type. So here this is the basic diagram of a photoelectric type. The first step, inside the smoke alarm there is an LED light that sends a beam of light similar to a laser pointer in a straight line across the chamber. And in a separate compartment inside the chamber there is a photo sensor that detects light. This is that LED source and the straight light is being emitted. And in another compartment there is a light sensor. This is the basic structure of a photoelectric type smoke alarm. Now let's see second step. Here smoke is coming. As smoke enters the detector, the smoke particles interrupt the light beam, scattering it in many directions. Some of the LED light scatters towards the light sensor. When light beams hit the sensor, the alarm will go off. When the fire breaks, the smoke goes, and there might be small particles inside that smoke. This will cause this straight line of emission to break, and some light will fall into the sensor. And when it falls into the sensor, the alarm will go off. Now let's understand the third step. When the batteries in your smoke alarm gets low, the smoke alarm automatically activates a low battery chirping sound different from the alarm sound. So you know it's time to get new battery. So this works on battery. Again, when all this happens, it is consuming battery. So other than this alarm sound, when the battery is low, also there is another sound that comes off, and this is a reminder that the battery needs to be replaced. The battery can be replaced by the concerned technicians. And so again, it will start working normally. This is a basic principle of a photoelectric type smoke detector. And here, if you see, some alarm contains both optical and ionization smoke detection system. So there will be a combination of these both in some types of alarms. The basic principle is this. This is the basic principle of both these types of alarm. Hope this small video, a technical video, was useful. You can, if you are asked in the interview, you can easily explain the difference and how it works. As a quantity surveyor, it is really important because when you do the quantification, you might come across these two terms. So you need to differentiate to the quantity takeoff both of these separately. So you need to understand why you're doing it separately. So this is the basic understanding. The prices of these will also be different. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye.
Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So, hope everyone is doing good, staying safe, having a good life, both professionally and personally. If you have not yet subscribed to Quantity Surveying Studio, please do subscribe. Do share it with your friends who are in this field. So, today's video will be basically about rate analysis because I get a lot of queries like to make videos on rate analysis. To tell you frankly, rate analysis is something which don't have a kind of specific answer for it. Each person, each individual, each organization does it in a different way. The basic concepts obviously is taken into consideration, which is the material, labor, the tools and consumables, the equipments, then the profits, overheads. Depending upon the type of project, depending upon how complex the project is, certain percentages are put on it. Material quotations are received from different types of vendors, and then a comparison is done. The best prices are selected, and on top of it, some percentage is added on tools and consumables. Sometimes it will be required for high transportation, that is added some percentage on it. Depending upon different materials, depending upon that who the skill of the quantity surveyor, the experience of that cost manager or quantity surveyor, it differs. So there is no specific answer, but if you really want to get into detail about it, there are two PDFs here. If you see, this is daily schedule of rates and this is daily analysis of rates. This is basically for electrical and mechanical works 2018 that I'm having. I guess the latest must have released, but I have not did a research on it. But there won't be much difference in the latest also. Maybe they might add a few things. That's it. This is mainly for Indian projects. So if you're doing an Indian project and if you're doing some rate analysis, you can easily refer to these PDF. There is also for civil works. So this is PDF for civil works. This is the schedule of rates for civil works. If you see here, the content. Volume 1 is all these items for rate analysis for all these items. And volume 2, you have two volumes. So this is for civil works. And similar to that, there is an analysis of rates for civil works. So now, what is the difference between schedule of rates and analysis of rates? So basically, schedule of, if you see the content of it, these are the contents of it. You have different mechanical and electrical works mentioned. And if you see the schedule of rate means for each type of work, they have put the rates. For example, wiring in steel and PVC conduit. So this is for wiring works and they're differentiated in different groups. And for that, each for group A, it will be 821.
Group B, it will be 937. Group C will be 1189. So what is these groups and how these rates came? So that you need to refer to this Delhi analysis of rates. So if you go to the first item, so see, this is the what we saw here, 1.1. So 1.1 is the rate. If you see here, it was 821. So how that 821 got worked out? So if you see here, group A, for each point they have considered 3 meters. Here it is 4 meters. Here it is 5 meters. So depending upon how much you are considering in your project, based on that the points will differ. And here 821, how that came, 821. Here if it is group B, 937. What are the materials used? What was the daily rates used for each type of labor? So everything is explained, how overrun and profit is added. So it doesn't mean that you need to add the same 15%. Sometimes you can use this and add something less, 10%, or maybe something more, 20%. This is the basic of these two PDFs. So this PDFs you can easily find in Google. You can just type daily analysis of rates and or daily schedule of rates. You'll get these PDFs. It is easily downloadable. And definitely whenever you do your rate analysis for your project, you can easily refer to these items. Every items has been included, all the MEP items has been included here. You also have the basic rate of materials and labor here. So if you go to page 69 and 70, so this is page 69. You have the daily rates of each type of labor, and from here you have the basic rates of all materials that is used for analysis. So again, these rates may not be the latest market rates, that you can get quotations from different vendors, different suppliers, and then cross check with this and get the latest one. So hope this small video was helpful. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Bye. Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. If you have not yet subscribed to Quantity Surveying Studio, please do subscribe for quantity surveying related videos. Please do share this channel to your quantity surveying colleagues, whoever is interested in this field. Please do like the videos if you have enjoyed it, if you have got some knowledge out of it. This video is going to be something general, like kind of a flowchart of how a perfect, not a perfect, like a ideal quantity surveying career could progress in a very good way. So for that, I can see this flowchart. I'll be just using this flowchart for this entire video, just this simple flowchart to make you understand how a QS progresses in his career. So this is just a ideal situation, need not be the case of many people who are into the quantity surveying field, who have been experience in this field. They would have not gone through this way. But if this is the way that you opt for, if you're someone who is new to this field, who is or planning to get into this field, then if you follow this flowchart, then what my opinion is that you will become a very talented, knowledgeable quantity surveyor with good experience, good knowledge, and definitely you will have a great career and a great demand in this quantity surveying world, where there is actually a lot of shortage for skilled quantity surveyors. So in this scenario, if this path is followed, then definitely you're going to have a great career in this field. So when you start off as a quantity surveyor, it is always good to start in a subcontracting company. It could be a specialist subcontractor. You might be knowing a lot of subcontractors. It would be specialized in a particular type of work. Might be just the mechanical work, just the HVAC works, or just the electrical work, or just the maybe the interior fit out works, or they will be expert in just the rod works. An ideal start is to get into a subcontractor wherein your task would be the complete cost management of that subcontracting activity. You will need to prepare your own bills, your claims, your variation. You need to prepare your tenders for that, for a particular project. Try your best to get that project awarded to the company and put up the best rates so that you and the client have a win-win situation. So you'll be completely involved in making the invoices from the scratch. So you'll understand how a bill is prepared, how when a variation is comes up, how you need to identify it, how you need to notify it to the consultant or the client or the main contractor, whoever is above you, who with whom the contract is within in that particular project. So here you learn a lot of things to manage. Yeah, the type of work might be small, because since you're a specialist contractor, but then you will be involved in the complete activities a QS should undergo. So that would be the ideal beginning, getting into a subcontractor. So after working there for maybe 2-3 years, then you can start searching for a main contractor. You can start trying out to move into a main contractor. So main contractor, again here, the one of the most important responsibility will be a coordination that you will be playing between the subcontractor and the consultant. So there will be definitely some specialist subcontractor under this main contractor. So you need to certify their bills as a main contractor. You need to get information from them, and then you need to invoice your bills to the consultant or the client, whoever is involved. So here it is more of a coordination that happens. And again, the other aspects like the variation, the claims, subcontractor management. So here, subcontractor management will be a crucial role that you will be playing, because as a subcontractor, you may not be having any other contractors under you. You will be having a small in-house team who will be doing the work. But as a main contractor, when you move to the main contractor side, there will be a lot of subcontractors. So doing their invoicing, verifying their bills, verifying their claims and variations will be a new value addition to you. This could be something to add on to your CV. Again, you will need to get your own bills certified from the consultant. So for that, you will need to provide them with justifications, the backup. So that will be some new roles and additions added to your CV. So now after that, main contractors work or working there for around maybe again another 2-3 years. The next step would be ideally to move into the consultant side. So again, consultant side will be involved in the complete pre-contract and post-contract stages of a project, wherein you need to prepare the budget, you need to prepare the tender documents, you need to set up the tenders, send out the tender to the market, get quotations, verify it, provide value engineering to the client. These are all the pre-contract steps. Provide the value engineering, tendering, prepare cost plans, prepare an accurate. Initially, it will be a budgeting. Then in different various cost plan stage, you will have to prepare the budgets, and finally prepare the final BOQs according to the complete documents provided, and then get the quotations, compare it with your budgets, and then finalize the right contractor with negotiation. These are all the again new responsibilities that you'll be doing in the consultant side. And in the post contract stage, again you will have to verify whatever bills is provided from the main contractor, whatever variations are provided. You need to have that confidence. By that time you have moved to the consultant, you would have got an idea like what a subcontractor would be doing, how a main contractor works, how what their thinking would be whenever a claim is made. All these will be helpful when you move to the consultant side. And then you'll understand whether that variation is under the scope of the work, or if it is out of scope. If at all it is out of scope, whatever prices they have provided, is that right, is that justifiable, is it above the market rate? So all these steps or all these responsibilities can be easily done by you as a consultant, and getting all these experiences again add on to your CV. Then finally comes the client side. That would be, I would say, the maybe final stage. Some people, they will be ending their career on the consultant side. Some they will be reaching the top position of a main contractor company, some in the subcontractors also. It depends upon their interest. Some would be ending in the client sides, different position in different types of client side, the higher position. The client side is basically to approve all these budgets, understand whether it is matching with their budget requirement, and then choosing the right consultant, choosing or approving the right main contractor, subcontractors. So by the time you reach this client side stage, you will be having all those experience to understand how all these organizations work. But client side construction team would be relatively very small team, and reaching there you would need really good experience in all these fields. So getting all these documents are fine or not, whether specifications are matching, whether the design is according to what the requirement is, approving the designs, approving the budget specifications, making sure the work is going according to all those. These are the different tasks of a client. Also, the invoicing part to check whether the payments are being made in a right way, or the invoicing is done, whether the certification of the bills are done in a right way. The audit is done from the client side also. Even the consultant side, it is called an auditing of their main contractor side invoices bill. So this is the ideal situation where you can have a good career in the construction or in the construction sector as a cost manager or a QS. So hope this short general video was informative. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye.
Hey all, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. Hope everyone is doing good, staying safe, having a good career, having a good personal life. So, first of all, thank you for the support that you have been showing to this channel, and we have reached almost 1 million, more than 1 million views. Thanks a lot for that. Without your support, this would have never happened. Hope I'll be able to do more videos and achieve much more views, much more subscribers, and in addition to that, you will also gain better knowledge and have a great time in your career through this channel. So thanks a lot for that from the bottom of my heart. This video, the topic that I'm going to discuss is something general. We all know that the appraisal period has reached. Everyone must have received their appraisals. Some of you might be happy, but I guess most of you might not be very much happy and would be looking to switch your job or would be having discussions with your manager like what went wrong. So something that this time I found something that also I experienced was a phenomenon called dry promotions that has happened. So dry promotions is basically you get promoted, but you don't get that increment based on your promotion. You never get anything, any extra percentage. Your salary will remain the same, or you get a very less percentage of increase, maybe 5 to 10 percentage. But the management tells you that you have been promoted, you are in the next position, you are into a more senior level, there will be a lot of new responsibilities. But in actual, this is not at all going to help out the management or the company in the long term. See, money is the most important motivation for any kind of work. You know that the prices of everything is getting increased, be it your food, grocery, rent, everything is increasing, and definitely you will be looking to get a rise in your pays every year, and that to a decent one, so that you can sustain, you can have a good life. Many of us would be working in a city outside your hometowns, and you will be paying a lot of rent for your accommodation. And if you are a family man, you have kids, the schooling, that education. I personally, my daughter is going to start her schooling from this year, and I am in Bangalore. If you don't know, I'm in Bangalore. If you've not been following me in LinkedIn, in Bangalore, India. And the education, the prices for education is so huge here. And to to sustain with the salary, no, with the same salary every year is not going to be easy. You'll have your kids going to school, having the, like, every year this fees is only going to increase. And if your salary stays the same, there is, I don't believe in, designations. I believe that for the work you are doing, you have to get the right remuneration. You then only you will feel valued. You will be motivated to go to office to do the work in a very good quality, with the time constraints, with right deadlines. Other than that, getting a designation is not at all motivating. It's just a name that you're moved from a cost manager to senior cost manager, or a quantity surveyor to senior quantity surveyor. But in addition to that, you need to get your right remuneration for that. Many companies, just to make your employees stay, they're doing this dry kind of promotion, giving them just the promotion without a proper pay. Hopefully, most management would be realizing this and maybe doing something right afterwards. And definitely, when you're switching your company, the pay increase is going to be at least more than 30%. That is a standard. When you're switching, you need to switch if only if you're getting at least 30% or more. So when you get a less salary increment with just a promotion, people will start looking for the next switch, next job with their competitors. And if you do well in your interviews, definitely you're going to get that 30% increase. So this was just a short video which I thought I'll make, something that I experienced myself. I've seen many of my colleagues and my connections who've experienced the same thing. So I thought I'll share this with you guys. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye. Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So, hope you're doing good, having a good time. I know it's been a few weeks that I've not put a video. I was busy with few things. So, this video is basically an overview about the different departments in a construction company or a construction sector. So, this video might be useful for you as someone like who is going to start your career in the construction industry, or if you are someone who wants to move into different sectors, you'll get an idea like what are the different departments, what are the different roles, designations in each department. On a broad basis, the different departments can be divided into the project management, cost management, and contracts management. So these are the major departments that is in the construction sector. So again, we'll look deeply into each department. So in project management, first we'll be looking into the project management. There are different teams inside a project management department. So first one is definitely the execution team, wherein you will have the site engineers, project engineers. So this is basically a hierarchy level, like how you can progress your career if you belong to this team. So you will start as a site engineer, then you will be moving into, after gaining some experience as a site engineer, you will move into project engineer, then you will be moving into the project or the construction manager side or role, then ultimately it will be the project head, construction head. The based on different companies, they give these designations roles in a different way. So commonly either a project head or a construction head or a project director or a construction director, that person will be in charge of a particular project, complete execution in charge. Everyone who is under the execution team, not only the execution team, the entire project team will be actually reporting to him. There are different teams again. There will be different heads of all that. Each team will be looking into that in the coming slides. So each head will be actually reporting to him. So this person will be the overall in charge of a particular project. You'll have a lot of exposure to the site, know how a particular work is carried out. You'll understand how much time is required to complete a work, what all are the called material specification used for that particular work. So definitely this is a important team who will be overall in charge of completion of a particular project within that quality, time, and also the cost. Ultimately, it's like a coordination between all these departments. If one department is not working, the other department is useless. So it's just there should be a coordination of all the teams that I'm gonna tell and explain to you in this slide. This is the first team, the execution team. Next comes the planning or the project controls team, who is basically monitoring the complete schedule of that project every quarterly or monthly or weekly. There will be a team that will be assigned to monitor whether the project is going on time, on the cost. Again, if it is going on budget or under budget, again there will be coordination between the cost management team also for this purpose. So there are different softwares used for this purpose, the Primavera, MS Project. Basically these people will also be using the ERP softwares to look into what all are the cost expenses that has come for this project until a particular time. They also might use the EVM, the earned value management techniques, to do the project controls. So it starts with basically the project's control engineer or planning engineer, and they move on to become the manager, planning manager, or project controls manager, monitoring team of engineers. Then comes the head, the planning head, or the project controls head, or the directors, who will be overall in charge. That person might be sitting at the head office, and he will be in charge of there might be different projects going on. If it is a contracting company, again he will be in charge of different projects, and there will be particular project control managers or a planning manager for each project, and they will be reporting to this director. So the monitoring, entire control is done by this team, a very important team. Finally, when there is some disputes and extension of time and all happen, this team comes into picture. They you work out with the contracts team. There is a separate team, contract team, to understand how long the project is getting delayed, the reasons, what was the particular reason, whether it was the problem of the contractor themselves or the client or subcontractor. All these details are analyzed by this team, and that is worked out by the contracts team to finally get the claims and all. So again, if you want to move into this department, again a very important department, you can see a lot of project controls vacancies coming up now. Particularly what is happening is same like cost management, this project controls is also being outsourced to India for different projects that is happening all across the world. So there are different companies, maybe like a project might be happening in the UK and there will be a team in India. It's the same company, it might be an MNC. So there will be a team who will be monitoring all the project controls related thing for that particular project that is happening in UK. So that is getting outsourced now. So a very good demand for this particular designation and role. Next comes the quality audit and check team, QA/QC, what we call in the construction sector. Again, QA/QC engineers then move on to become QA/QC managers. Then there would be the head and director who will be handling the different projects of that company. So they are basically in charge of whether the quality of the work is perfect, the specifications, the material specification, the materials that is being used is good quality, the workmanship is of good quality. They have to be responsible for that. They have to sign off that. And if there is some problem, they have to raise it. So that is the main role or responsibility of a QA/QC team. Without them, again, the proper quality will not be adhered to or will not be maintained for a particular project, and later on there could be a lot of issues coming up. So a very important team. Again, they have to coordinate with the other teams. Sometimes, even if you want to raise some money or an invoice, you need to get the QA/QC checklist signed off from all the stakeholders. That's an important document required in most of the projects. So very important team. Next is the health and safety team. They are in charge of the safety of that particular project. So they are responsible for the health and safety of the project, the workers who are the direct workers who are working in that particular project. Again, HSE engineers, then the HSE managers, then the head and director or the HSE director who is in charge of all the project. They have to adhere, like there should be some checklists before starting a work. They have to maintain that if all the rules or checklists has been followed, so that a safe workplace is maintained in that particular site. Another important aspect for a project to complete on time. A lot of projects we've seen a lot of accidents, mishaps happening, and to prevent that, this team is really important. There should be a safe man hours. That is a reputation for a particular project to achieve certain level of man hours, safe man hours without any particular accident or incident. So a very important team again. There are like a lot of certification courses, health safety related courses that is available. You can just go through the Google and find out. These are very important. Most of the companies require these certifications so that they can start off as a health and safety engineer. Like Nebosh, I don't remember now. Like there are a lot of, just you can Google it, you'll get a lot of certification courses. This particular role is in high demand all over the world, especially in the Middle East. A lot of HSE engineers are required. If you see in Middle East, almost all the HSE engineers will be from India. If you want to migrate to Middle East, this is a very good course to do and start your career as. Next is the design team. Again, an important team, the technical team. There will be draftsmen, draftswomen who will be making the drawing, the technical design engineers who are in charge of particular designing of a particular system, MEP system, or the structural or the architectural. There will be different teams for each systems. Then the design managers, technical managers, finally the design heads, technical head, who will be monitoring all these designs are good to go or not. So very important, again, a design team. Without design team, you cannot even start the project. So the drawings are really important for any construction project, and drawings that too with proper specification, proper capacities, sizes, the measurement, everything is important. Be it an MEP system, HVAC system, electrical system, all the loads, all the standards should be, each country would have different standards, and all these should be included in this project, and that particular person should have a good idea, knowledge about that standard of that particular country. Each country will be having different standards. So really important role, responsibility, really critical role. Again, lot of opportunities coming up, and this is also being outsourced now for a particular project happening in any part of the world, Middle East, US, UK, that is being outsourced to India. If you see a lot of MNCs like WSP, Atkin, Katib and Alami, these these companies have a specific center, like global center, design center in India, who are doing the complete design from India for these countries, for the project for these countries. So really a good field for you if you are interested in it. Basically, that interest should be there. Without that, nothing will work out. Then comes the support team, the office for a project. This is basically for a project site, and you can say also for the head office, both head office and the project sites. There will be the administration team, the HR team, then the document controlling, office boys. So these are like a support system for that particular office site or the head office. Again, a very important role. There will be timekeepers if you are on site, so that will also be part of the administration team. Then the drivers, bus drivers, all those are also part of administration, like support team. So for these, I think not that much education is required. Yeah, for administration part, if you are in the higher level, like the admin manager and all, you need to have that basic education. Other than that, for the other roles, it's not that higher level of education. Yes, you need to have the basic knowledge, education, that communication skills, without which it would be difficult for you to survive. Good field or push good team that you can start into if you don't have that much education but would like to start a career in the construction sector. You can move into this team. Then the direct labor, who are the actual workers, the real heroes, I would say, the superheroes, who without which nothing is possible in a construction sector. The helpers, technicians, foremen, supervisors, who are sweating it out day and night in the site, and that too getting a very low salary in the construction. Still, that is the situation in the construction sector. These are the people who deserve a better standard of living, better salaries, better pay, but that is still not happened yet. Hopefully, this will get improved. So hope the project management team, you got an idea like who are the different teams, different departments under the project management sector section. Now comes the cost management, where I have the specialization and where I put up the videos. Again, here we have a pre-contracts team, wherein we have the estimation quantity surveyors. That depends on company. Sometimes they call it as estimation engineer, sometimes they call it as a QS engineer. So it depends. Both are the same. QS engineers are actually the same. Like the role are different. They will be there in the pre-contract team. They will be there in the post-contract. What is pre and post? I've already made videos. In just a simple term, pre is something that is happening before a project is actually awarded, before a contract is being awarded, and post is something after that contract is awarded. All those responsibilities that needs to be carried out. This from in the cost management side, that QS will be post-contract QS and pre-contractors before the award. So in this pre-contract team, you have the engineers, estimation engineers, the managers, then the estimation head directors, who will be responsible for different tenders that is being floated. So again, they can be called as tendering engineers or tendering managers also. Again, depending upon the company, it would change. Bidding engineers, bidding managers, again another term used. So again, these are people who are estimate the complete project with the rate, with the quantity, and then provide all the tender documents required, and then submit it for the tendering and try to negotiate and get the project for that for the company. So again, there is the contracts. The contractor will have a different team. Consultants will have the different responsibilities. They will be basically acting on behalf of the client, the consultants, and they will be doing and budgeting, making an estimate, and getting a final budget, and from there they float it to the market, get the contractors rates and compare it with their rate, and finalize the contractor who will be carrying out that project. The purpose of the work is different. The type of work is almost the same. The purpose for which the doing will be different. So this is something that is again getting outsourced to India. I am doing it in my current role. A lot of Middle East projects. We've done a few Australian project, US project. So we've been supporting that team for the quantification works, a bit of rate analysis work. So again, having great scope in India, wherein you can get good exposure to international project. Now there is a procurement team who will be procuring the materials, the manpower, the procurement engineers, then move on to become procurement managers, then the procurement head or directors. This again, there might be different departments, like the procurement team will be separate. Sometimes it will be included inside the pre-contracts team. They themselves will be doing all these procurement activities. That depends upon each company. They will be negotiating for the different materials. Once the project is awarded, the manpower, all the POs or work orders will be released by this team. They need to have good knowledge about the different specifications, the rates, the market rates. That idea should be there with this team. Again, for each system, there will be different procurement engineers. The MEP system will be handled by a different team. The civil will be handled by a different team. Next is the post-contracts team, where the QS engineers are based on the site. You'll have the site QS engineers, the QS managers, then the commercial head directors. They would be carrying out all the cost management related activities in a post-contract scenario, like claims, invoicing, payment applications, variations, subcontractor payment certifications. All these are roles and responsibility of a post-contract QS. I've made a detailed video on the roles and responsibilities. You can go through my other videos. You can find it out. I started my career in this team actually as a site QS engineer. Then now I have moved on to the pre-contracts team. If you are planning to move into the cost management, my advice would be to start as a post-contract QS so that you will get an idea of how the site works, and then you can move on to the pre-contract system so that you already would have an exposure of the different activities inside, so it will be easier for to relate to the different items. But if you start as a pre-contract QS, you will not be having an idea about what actually that particular item is, how that item is installed inside, or how that item looks like. So that would be a little complicated. Yeah, you have Google and all those things, but still when you see it in real time, how it is being installed, that is a different scenario. Next is the contracts management. This is a very important team of a construction sector who will be dealing with all the disputes arising during the work are going on. Mostly they will be involved during the end of the project, but yeah, between they also will be involved whenever issue arises, the EOT, extension of time claim. They can move on to become the arbitrators, dispute administrators whenever some negotiations don't happen, and when it goes into arbitration, there you can, after having good experience, you can become an arbitrator, or you can become a like an expert that is appointed by the court to settle a lot of disputes. So you need to have a good idea about the different terms and conditions, the contract laws, construction laws. All these you need to be aware of. That too, if you are in a particular country, there might be different laws there also. So you need to be aware of those, the terms and conditions. Even before a contract is being awarded, you have to go through the different terms and conditions and see if there is any clauses that could be a risk for you that you need to identify. And even during some variations and claims, you need to point out that what particular claim or what particular clauses can help you out for getting that claim awarded. Really good pay for this team, a lot of opportunities all over the world. Even as a freelancer, you can do this kind of service where you can get a high amount for each hour you work for. I've had the opportunity to work with the contracts team when I was in UAE, wherein we there was a dispute going on between the I was with a contractor and the consultant on different variations which were not awarded, and I was assigned to prepare the backup documents and assist the contracts team. So it was a really great experience for me. I had to attend meetings with the court appointed expert, and there used to be discussions, debates, fights. So it was really exciting during that time. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope you've got a brief idea about the different sectors, different designations, roles, responsibilities in a construction sector. Hope this would be useful for you while deciding which department or which role you need to start off into the construction sector. So please do subscribe to this channel, to like this video if you found it to be useful, share it with your friends. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye. Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So hope everyone is doing good, having a good career, having a great learning time. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe for quantity surveying related videos. Please do share it with your friends, your colleagues. Do like this video if you have found it to be useful, and all the other videos if you have found it to be useful. So here in this video, we'll be looking through a case study, and this is for a bit evaluation purpose, a case study which I found through net. Hope this would be like kind of practical thing, so it will be more clearer and it will be easy for you to understand and you can utilize it for your projects also. So this case study is basically like 3 bids were received or 3 contractors were invited for particular project. It was supply, delivery and installation of transformer and substation equipments. Basically, they have divided this entire evaluation into different sections. So I've done a working out here in Excel to show you it clearly. So here the first section will be correcting the bid price in USD, because sometimes what happens is the bid will be submitted by different bidders in different currencies. So you need to have that common currency, and usually it is US dollars in most countries. Sometimes if it is like small projects, it will be the local currency. Big projects, and if there are different contractors from different countries participating, then usually in the contract they will be specifying that US dollars will be the common currency used. So accordingly, we'll need to convert the other currencies to US dollars. Then there are some other sections like spare parts, control units, spare tools, and these are part of the scope. And then adding these different scopes, we'll have the total bid after these scope adjustments. Then there is something called operating efficiency, commercial terms. So this is basically for this project. Doesn't mean that for every project this will be the same thing. This is specifically for this project. For different other projects, there will be different other section, different other items. So if you go through it, the first bidder, so if you see again, when a price is bidded, different bidders will bid it in different ways. So in this case, if you see, bidder A has provided different prices. Here you need to understand that they have different items here. There will be item number 1, item number 2. Here bidder B has combined everything in under one. So supply and installation of transformer and substation equipment is just one item for bidder B and C. Here maybe bidder A would have split it into different sections. Maybe this will be supply of just transformer, this will be installation transformer, this will be supply of other equipment, miscellaneous, like that. So if you see here, there are different rates like currencies utilized. So for this purpose, the bidding document specified that the exchange rate on the day of bid opening would be used for the purpose of converting the bid currency. So on the particular day, what the currency rates are, the exchange rate, that is usually used, and this is the exchange rates. So here I have done a working out. So the bidder A, we need to add all these. So first one is given in US dollars, so that is fine. This is in Japanese yen. So 5618,780. So 125 is exchange rate. So if you see here, 5618,780 divided by 125 done. So that will be around 44,000 US dollars, 44,950. And this one is Malaysian ringgit, almost 2 million, and it is 2.5. So if you see here, 2 million, 2.84 million divided by 2.5. So that much is the US dollar. So after converting all, we'll get the final bidding in US dollars as 12 million. So bidder B is 1.6 million ringgit. So 1.6 million is converted to US dollars. We'll get around 12.8 US dollars. And bidder C is directly given as US dollars, 12.4 million, 12.4 million. So after converting the bid prices into US dollars, we get these prices. So bidder A is 12.6, bidder B is 12.8, bidder C is 12.6. Now let's look into the different scope details. So if you see here, scope, bidder A omitted a quote price of mandatory spare parts. The highest price quoted for these parts by other bidders was 68,000 US dollars. So bidder A did not quote for mandatory spare part, which is actually required, and the highest quote was 68,000. That would be maybe included in either bidder B or C. It's not specifically given. So but this, since it is mandatory, we need to add that 68,000 to bidder A's price. So that is what being done here. So spare part 68,000 is done. For others, the spare part is provided, so we did not consider anything for that. Now bidder B omitted to quote a price for a control unit. The highest price quoted for this filter by other bidders was 17 million Japanese yen. Again, that is also mandatory, which bidder B did not install, and we are using that highest quote. So here if you see the control unit for A and C, it is fine. So that 1.7 or not 1.7, it's 17 million is converted into US dollars, 125. The control unit price, we are adding it as 136,000 US dollars. Next is bidder P also included in his bid price a spare tool worth 69,000. So these tools are optional, so not to be included. So there is an optional price which bidder B had included in his total cost. cost in this total cost. So that is not required. So others did not include it. So that's fine. So here what we are doing is spare tools, which is not required. We are deducting it. So after adjusting all these prices, here bidder C's bid fully meet the scope of supply requirement. So bidder C is all fine. So that is why there is nothing much being done here. So bidder A, 68,000 was added was spare parts. For bidder B, control unit price was added and the spare tool price which was optional was deducted. So after doing all this, we get this price. So this plus this, we get this. This plus this minus this, we get this. This, since nothing is there, adjustments. So same thing will be coming down here. So this will be the bid price after the scope adjustment. Next is the operation efficiency. So that is something related to, since it's a transformer. So here in operating efficiency, the bidding document specified that operation costs would be evaluated on the basis of efficiency of the transformer over a 15-year period. So bidder B offered the transformer with highest efficiency and no price adjustment was required. To see the operating efficiency, bidder B, it's fine, we are not adding anything. But the calculated efficiency operating cost for efficiency of the transformer offered by bidder A was 248. So again, and separate based on this bid document, the prices for this would have been asked from each bidder. So bidder B must have given that they did not require any additional price for the operation cost and all. So that is why here we are not put anything, but for A and B we are putting prices because bidder A put a cost of 248 as an operating cost and calculated cost for the efficiency of transformer offered by C was 124,500. So those operating costs are being put here for bidder A and C. Now next is the commercial term. So commercial term is as per the bidding document, the payment terms were like 70% upon shipment and 30% upon acceptance. And payment would be made against a 10% bank guarantee, which is valid throughout the warranty period. Bidders were allowed to propose alternative terms. So the prevailing interest rate at the time of evaluation of bids were 6% per annum, and the period between date of shipment and acceptance of equipment was 90 days. So in 90 days, the shipment will be coming to the site, and these were 70-30 were the payment terms. So once the equipment is started shipping, 70% will be provided to the contractor, and once everything is checked and if it is fine after coming to a site, 30% will be given, and their 10% bank guarantee needs to be provided by each bidder. Then during this time, an interest rate was 6% per annum, and 3 months or 90 days were the lead time. So, and they were also told like they could also propose some alternatives. Bidder A said that they need 75% upon shipment and 25% upon acceptance, and 10% bank guarantee is fine. Bidder B said that they need 100% upon shipment, but with a 25% guarantee that they would be provided, which will be again reduced to 10%. Bidder C didn't have any problem with these terms, so they are fine. To understand how the calculation for this done is, if you see here, the bidding document specified the 70% upon shipment and 30% upon acceptance and 6% per annum. So the 90 days per annum rate, 90 days interest rate will be 6% divided by 3 by 12. 6% is for 12 months, and for 90 days, that is for 3 months, will be 6% divided by almost 4 because it is quarterly. So for that period, 90 days period of lead time, it will be 1.5% interest rate. A calculation kind of this is being run. Since bidder A said that they need 75% of money instead of that 70%, so extra 5% they need. So for that, what is done is, you see here, the price after adjusting into the extra 5% of money that needed into 1.5% interest rate. So that is something extra that we need to give, which is against what the bid document says. So that price is being added here. So the price, total bidding price into the extra 5%, since it is 70% which was proposed, but bidder A said they need 5%, like 75%. So that 5% extra into, during that lead period 90 days, the interest rate is 1.5%. By multiplying all those, we'll get a amount which is actually an extra amount. So that is also added. In case of bidder B, they said they need 100% of the amount after shipping, but there's also the 25% is they can provide as bank guarantee, but 10% is minimum. So You see here, see all bidders are required to provide a guarantee of at least 10%. Anything less would be a major delay, but higher amounts are not considered. Even if bidder B said that they would be providing a 25%, that is not taken in account. So they need a bidder B need 100%, so that is 30% of more than 70%. So if you see here, the calculation will be the total price into the extra 30% into again 1.5%. So this is added here. Bidder C didn't have any problem with the commercial terms, so nothing is added extra here. So those things are added. Next comes the liquidated damages. So in liquidated damages is that they need a liquidated damage of 10% of the contract price. So bidder A and B had no problem, but bidder C said the maximum they can give only 5% of the contract price as liquidated damages. So that means they are not agreeing for the extra 5%. So that is also need to be taken into consideration. So if you see here, the total price amount, this and this are same, that's why I've taken this equation. You can just put G16 also, so that is fine. So this extra amount, this 5% total prices into 5%. So this price is actually an extra cost for the client or the consultant, because that if at all a delay happens and if they are agreeing to bidder C's terms, that 5% is lost for that client. So that is why we need to add this also into our bid evaluation. And bidder A and B didn't have any problem with the liquidated damage clause, so nothing is being added. So after adding all these operating efficiency, commercial terms and liquidated damages, so this total came. So after adding all these operating efficiency, the operating cost, commercial terms and liquidated damages, the total price is almost 13 million for bidder A, 12.9 million for bidder B and 13.2 for bidder C. From that we can finalize that bidder B has the best price, and we can analyze and let the client know that bidder B has the best price. So this is a small example of how a bid evaluation is done. So this is basically for this case study purpose. All these would change depending upon other projects, like what are the requirements. If you do have any comments or any questions, do let me know through the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye. Hi. Welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So hope everyone is doing good, staying safe, having a great time in your career. In this video, we'll be looking into some important steps for successful change management. If you are watching this channel for the first time, please do subscribe for quantity surveying related videos. Do let me know your comments, share it with your friends, do like it if you have found it to be useful. So without further delay, let's move into the video. So first important step is basically to identify what the change is. Definitely in a construction sector, no project can be completed with the initial design. So there are going to be a lot of changes happening in a construction project. There might be an addition of a room, addition of a building, there might be deletion of building. So when a new room is added, there would be a lot of works associated with that particular room, new MEP services, light, AC ducts, pipes. There might be some structural changes. There could be some interior design changes, architectural changes. So definitely what the initial design was, that is not going to be the final one. The first step is to identify that particular scope. So if you are a contractor or a subcontractor, you need to identify it and have that explanation or clarity to your managers, to letting them know that such and such work is going to happen which is out of our scope. So definitely we need to do something about it. So that is the first step, to identify. Next is the documentation part, which is very important. Definitely additional change would be having an impact on cost, time, labor. These should be analyzed and worked out, like the costing for that new change, what would be the materials required, the labors required if you would be requiring some specialist contractor to do that, and what would be the timelines there would be a initial base timeline, and if at all that would extend our initial project completion date, this particular new scope of work. So all these needs to be analyzed and worked out. A costing should be done, a timeline should be worked out about how much days are required to complete this work, whether this would affect the original scope of the work and original timeline of this completion of this project. All these needs to be properly documented, which is a very important step, because this is important thing is the money. If you see in a construction project, lot of cost overruns happen due to these variations. As a consultant, when you get such documentation worked out from the subcontractor, you have to carefully review it, analyze it, and as a subcontractor or contractor who is carrying out this work, you need to have this proper documentation, proper costing, or else it could be a loss for for you. So that is the next step, which is documentation. The third step is review. So once the documentation is done, all your works or like all your costing and everything is worked out, you have to submit it to the main contractor or a consultant or the client. If you're a subcontractor, you submit to the main contractor. If you're a main contractor, you'll be submitting to the consultant or client, directly to the client. Depending upon who the hierarchical stakeholders are, you have to submit it to them so that they could assess it properly. There would be some quantity surveyors or cost managers in their departments, and they would be reviewing this to understand whether this is out of the scope, actually out of the scope, and if it is actually out of the scope, whether the costings done are right, no, the rates used are right, whether if the timelines that is getting affected is right or wrong. So all this assessment is done during this review process. Then comes the step of negotiation. So once that assessment is happens, there would be some changes required. Sometimes the consultant might say that, oh, we don't need this many lights, we'll again change the design, or there might be some higher rates used by the contractor, so the consultant might ask to renegotiate that rate. It is like higher than the normal market rate. So based on that, they might require for a quotations or how that rate analysis has been done. So all these negotiations will happen during this stage. At the end, there will be a final agreement that comes up between the two parties. So this is the complete process of negotiation. And finally, the implementation part. So after the negotiation is done and agreement has come upon, it needs to be documented. There should be a final like agreement in a contractual way. So then a change or a variation order is provided to start that work, and once that is required, once that is received, the works get executed. So normally sometimes what happens is even before these variation orders are officially provided, the contractors might start the work. This is something that causes a lot of arguments or disputes happening. So the best step is to actually get this change or variation order, then to start the work, or else get some kind of communication. It shouldn't be a verbal communication because anytime that could be changed. A written communication, a mail, a paperwork, any paperwork or mail, or the best one is this change or variation order, so that this work can be executed. So here implementation steps carries out and the work gets executed. So these are the main 5 steps that needs to be followed for a perfect change order management. Thanks a lot for watching this small video. Please do subscribe to Quantity Surveying Studio if you found it to be useful. Take care. Bye. Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So this video is going to be something about the CCP certification. If you have been following me in LinkedIn, I've recently been certified as a certified cost professional from the AACEI. So this is basically the certificate that you receive once you are done with all the requirements. In this video, I'll be showing you just a basic, the requirement that is needed to get the CCP certification, the qualification, the exam pattern. Recently, there has been a change. We'll go into that also. This is the official website wherein you need to log in, make a account, and then start with your CCP preparation. I'll be putting the link to this in the description of this video. The main requirement, the eligibility requirement is either you need to have a complete 8 years of industrial related experience, or if you're done with your BTech, your 4 years engineering, then you need to have that, you need to show that, and also a 4-year industry related experience. So that is the basic requirement. So if you don't have any BTech education, then a 8-year industry experience is required, or else a 4-year experience and your certificate. Basically, they'll be asking you to show your degree certificate. They'll ask you to upload that, and also your experience certificates relevant to that 4 years. Then there are some canons of ethics. It is just that there will be some terms and conditions which you need to agree to that, and just tick that checkbox that you are agreeing to the terms and conditions. This is the investment that you need to make for this certification. It is $525 for members, $690 for non-members, and $260 receipt fee members and non-members. I'm not really aware of this. I had to pay around this much, lesser than this when I was taking it. They have recently increased the price because of the demand that is coming up for this certification. And there are 2 ways to take the examination. One is you can go to a test center. There are some certified test centers located all across the globe, so you can check whichever is closer to your home and you can go there and take the test. Another is the online proctored exam system wherein you can take up the exam from your home. There are some requirements. You should be having good Wi-Fi connections and your laptop system, everything should be having a good requirements that can handle these examinations. I went to this test center. I selected a test center which was near to my home and did the test. My advice would be to go to a test center. If you are having some issues in traveling or something, then only go for this online examination, because it's this exam is for 5 hours and you should make sure that in that 5 hours your Wi-Fi is all right, the power doesn't go. You need to have that 5 hours pure concentration for this examination. Like if you're taking it online, you should open the camera and you need to like make sure that you are alone in that room. There is no like any books or any reference documents near you. So all these needs to be maintained, and obviously the Wi-Fi should not go in between. If it goes, then your exam is gone. You have to take it again. In a test center, they make it sure that there is a 24/7 Wi-Fi connection, power connection. So you need not worry anything about that. And even if something happens, it is the problem of that test center. So you need not worry anything about that. There need not be any extra payment to be done for a re-examination. But if it is an online exam that you're taking, it is completely your responsibility, the Wi-Fi and all those things. So my advice would be to go to a test center. You will easily get a test center near to your home, so you can go there and take up the exam. In this site, you will get a lot of study materials that you can go through and understand. This is the exam structure. There is 5 hours. The format of the exam has recently changed, because when I was taking exam, there was 120 questions and a technical paper that needs to be written, a 2500 words technical paper on any topic related to cost management. You should have passed both these things, but recently they have changed. They have brought in a new requirement, like there is a CCP memo. This is that new requirement. Communication comprised of one memo writing assignment with a given scenario and instructions for writing a response in an on-screen text box. So I'm not really aware of how it's going to be, but here you have this paper. If you click how to write a CCP memo, so a detail they have mentioned, you can go through it to get a detailed idea on how this is going to be. Now it is 119 questions and this communication, so the time is the same. So make sure that you get this completed within this time. And in the exam also, it is divided into different disciplines. Cost management 55 questions, interfacing with other disciplines 24 questions, and performance analysis 40 questions. So 70% or higher is needed to pass the exam. The final exam result is arrived by averaging the score of all four. So there are 4 domains basically, and they will check the marks of each and take the average. So if that average is 70%, then only you'll pass. It is just making sure that you are fine with all these domains. You are having the requisite percentage in the 4 domains. If you get 100% in one domain and very low percentage in another domain, and if the average comes to below 70%, again you will be failing the exam. And for rewriting the exam, I think once you have registered, you have to take up the exam within 6 months, if I remember. Yeah, 6 months. So this is the candidate handbook. Here I think they have mentioned about the rewriting of exam. This has the complete steps of how to sign in, how to upload your documents. Everything is mentioned in this handbook. How you can schedule your exam. Your registration period is 6 months. You may take your exam up to 3 times within the registration period, 2 times at a reduced fee of 260. If you do not pass your exam by the 3rd attempt, then you must begin a new registration. The first exam will be that is already included in your initial $690, and then 2 times at a reduced fee of $260. But then 4th time you need to pay $690 again. And if you do not take your exam by your expiration date, that is 6 months, or if you must take your exam after your date, you must begin a new period and pay the full exam. Please make sure that you are ready within the 6 months after registering. That is very important. So everything you can go through this handbook and you will get to know. And I would suggest you to purchase this 6th edition Skills and Knowledge of Cost Engineering. It is around $50 for members, $50, and $50 for non-members. This is a very, very important study material to pass the examination. All the formulas, all the theoretical things. If you want, I can show you how that PDF looks like. This is how it looks like, the 6th edition book. These are the contents of this book, all the different chapters. Very, very important, all these chapters. Cost estimating, planning, scheduling, progress and cost control, project management, economic analysis, statistics, probability and risk. Lot of mathematical questions would come from this. You will have a lot of formulas to learn. They even have some worked out examples shown, a really good study material. You can bring a battery operated calculator, so you can have a calculator with you, and you should not bring any books or anything. They'll be giving you A4 papers to work out for some equations or mathematical questions, and it is valid. Certification is valid for 3 years, and it should be recertified through accumulation of 12 CEUs in at least 2 categories, or else you have to do a re-examination. More details, I have not done much research on that, so maybe in another video I can show you, or I will have to do a recertification in 3 years. So once I'm done with that, I can let you know about it. This is the basic video. You can go through all this link, as I mentioned, I'm putting it in the description. Everything that you need to know about CCP is available in this just one link. So this new structure communication thing, the memo writing, this has been newly included. I think from June this has been included. Only once people start taking up the exam, from their experience only we can know like how this is, how do we pass this. I'm not sure, like technical paper, it was really challenging, 2500 words. To tell you frankly, I passed the examination in the first attempt, but I didn't pass my technical paper in the first attempt. They provided some rectifications to be done, some changes to be made, some things to be added, and then I did it. I wrote the paper, I made some changes, I did some modification, and the second time only I could pass the technical paper. To get the CCP certification, the requirement was to pass the exam and the technical paper. So thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any doubts regarding CCP, do let me know through any of my social media account. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. In this video, I would like to showcase some of the courses that I've prepared in Udemy related to quantity surveying. I get many messages in LinkedIn asking if there are courses where they can learn more about quantity surveying. Some people who are based at sites, like site engineers or project engineers, they would like to move into this commercial field, quantity surveying field, so they would want to know some basics about it. I kind of get these kinds of messages, and also people who are new, like the newly passed out engineers who would like to start their career in the construction field. They also send me messages asking me if there are any courses. There are a lot of courses, like institutes providing some quantity surveying basics. I'm not aware of like if it is good and if it is valuable. Just before enrolling into that institute, just check properly about them, like the students, the ex-students who have done the courses from there. Just talk to them, understand what, like how it was, if they would be providing any placements, all those kind of stuffs. And obviously I always suggest, there are two main, if you're really serious about your quantity surveying career, there are main two courses that you could actually go through. One is by NICMAR. I am also a NICMARian. I've done my NICMAR course in the year 2011, passed out in 2012, the 1 year QS course. So that is one good course. You can just go to their official website and get to know about their courses and all this stuff. I think this is not, yeah, this is their admission related website. Yes, you can Google NICMAR, you'll get all the details. And the other one is the RICS School of Built Environment, MIT University. This is their website. Again, this is also a really good course, but these courses are 2 years, not like a basic course. 2 year, 1 year courses are there. All the details are given, and there are good placements happening also. So if you're really serious about your career, I would not suggest this for someone who is already having a construction experience or someone who's having good experience in another field. Basically, this is for people who are freshers, who have just passed out from their engineering, their basic engineering, and want to move into the construction sector. I would really suggest this to universities, NICMAR and the RSCS School of Built Environment, MIT University. And for people who just want to brush up their basics, want to learn more about QS, then I have made some courses in Udemy. So these are some of the courses. Almost 6 courses are there. Already almost 1,67,000 students have enrolled in all my courses together. Around 3,300 reviews. Details of each course is given. The prices would vary, like this is in Indian rupees, and again it would vary depending upon through which, like there are Udemy promotional codes, and depending upon which country you're opening this, the rates would change. All those permutation combinations happen. So this is not the final rate. So this course is about project management, cost and schedule monitoring using EVM. This I would say is my highest rated course course which is having 4.5 with 1245 reviews. Then I have a course on contracts management in construction for projects, 4.1 rating with 813 reviews. Quantity surveying templates for effective cost management, 4.2 rating, 374 reviews. Quantity surveying with rate analysis and takeoff beginners, 3.1 rating, 372 reviews. Quantity surveyors guide for pre-contracts management, 3.9 rating, 276 reviews. And HVAC, someone who is from the MEP background can opt for this course. HVAC ductwork quality takeoff for quantity surveyors, 4 rating, 311 reviews. Anyone, like even a civil engineers who want to know about HVAC duct takeoffs can undergo this course. Can proudly say that my courses have been taken up by students across 196 countries and in 66 languages. So my topmost students are from India, almost 42,000 students. Then Egypt, 11,000 students. Then US, it's around 7,500 students. Germany, 6,899 students. And Nigeria, around 6,133 students. Just a few reviews from my course, some put up by students in LinkedIn, some in the Udemy reviews also. See, these have been put up in LinkedIn by the students after their course completion. They found it to be useful. Another post about the course. This is another post. These are reviews under Udemy. If you're interested, really interested, I'll be putting the link of my this public profile in the description of this video. You can just click through it and understand to go through it. I would not say that after taking up this course you will be getting a job or anything, but definitely you will. If you are completely no idea about QS, you will have an understanding of what QS is, and if at all something is asked in the interview, I can 100% guarantee that you can answer the basic things. This doesn't teach you anything technical like the civil items. I'm basically from the MEP background, so only this course will have something technical. All the other are basically the basic concept of a quantity surveyor. Whether you are a civil engineer, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, you'll get to know the different pre-contract, post-contract tasks that a QS has to do. Some templates that you can, after taking this course, you can download it and use it in your workplace. So a basic understanding is definitely yes, can get it from this course. And if you are really serious, as I previously said, to get like a good placement with good salary packages, then NICMAR and MIT University are the two great options that you can have. If you want to know, you can just talk to the NICMAR, the ex-students, the alumni, to know how the placements were in this year, the previous year. During my time, the placements were really good. Then in between, if I remember in NICMAR, the placements went down. But now I guess the placements are happening really good. Many good consultancies, MNCs, contractors are taking up students from NICMAR, from MIT University. So definitely if you do well in your course, then the placements are good with a good salary package, initial salary package. So thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any doubts, do comment it. Do reach me out in my any of the social media channels. I can help you on that. Stay safe. Take care. Bye. Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. Hope everyone is doing good, staying safe. If you have not yet subscribed to Quantity Surveying Studio, please do subscribe for quantity surveying, cost management related videos. Do let your friends, colleagues who are working in this field about this channel. Like, share your comments about the videos through any of my social media channels. So without further delay, let's move into the video. This video will be on the elemental cost plan for the electrical installation works. So NRM 1 is mainly used in most of the countries, UK, Middle East, and elemental cost plan is basically made or prepared during the different design stages, the conceptual design, the schematic design, during each stage till the detailed design stage. When the designs get modified, we make these cost plans using NRM 1, and finally when everything is finalized to float the tender, the NRM 2 is used, which has a detailed BOQ provided. So here in this video, I'll be mainly focusing on the electrical works only, the code for which is 5.8. This is just a general brief of what the electrical installation is about. Definition: electrical works, as you know, it is the main source and the distribution, the different power is distributed, how the lighting distribution is done, what is the source, all those is covered under this section. Functional definition is similar to definition itself, why this is used, and just to mainly provide the electrical power and to control the different items light levels, power sockets, and mainly if no details are given, we use the floor area for the measurement purpose. But then when each design stage gets updated, drawing starts coming, so we get to quantify the different elements based on numbers or length. If it is cables on length, the trays, fittings, and all the other like the light fittings and power sockets, all those things will be under numbers. But if no proper drawings or if it is incomplete, we mainly use the floor area for measurement, and the cost and measurement is done separately for each system. So under electrical section itself, there are different systems which we'll be looking into in the further slides. So under each system we separate it. These are some design details which is usually required when we make the elemental cost plans. Obviously the outlet points and light fittings, and as different stages gets developed, this keeps on developing. Initially there might be just a conceptual design stage, there might not be detail about the number of points available or anything like that, but this is just like a basic details that is required to update your elemental cost plan. The electrical load, illumination levels, the capacity of the electricity generation, then emergency generation capacity, then the UPS capacity. There are square meter rates for each capacity. We have the kVA rates based on the historical data. Each consultant will be having some rates with them. They are the ones who have these historical data, and for them it is more useful. Contractors and subcontractors are mostly involved during the final tender BOQ stage, where they will be putting up their rates. So during that stage they will be having all the required details, so that won't be a problem. So during this stage, these are the basic details required. First section under 5.8 is 5.8.1. It is electrical mains and submains distribution. So what this is, it is just the all works from external phase of building up to and including the distribution board. So it includes the different equipment, switch gears, transformer, then the cables coming from the main source to these equipments, and then till the distribution boards, earthing, all those conduits, trunking, tray fittings through which the cables move. All these are included in this section, and basically the exclusion is the external things, photovoltaic panels, wind turbines. So these will be covered under a section called 8.7, which is for the external services. Next is power installation, mainly the small power system, general purpose power supplies and supply to this installation. So you have your sockets, then the wiring and cables, outlet points, UPS system, conduits and trunking used for these power sockets, then some switches and earthing for these socket outlets. And exclusions are electrical heating installation, final construction, connections to installation and equipment and other elements carried out by suppliers. So the sockets and these outlets per outlets or the switches usually come under the lighting section, but these are switches, like there might be switches within the socket, so that might come under this section. Earthing, there is a different section for earthing that is specifically for not the base any individual system. So this earthing is mainly for power related work. So if you move to the previous slide, also there was earthing here. So this is earthing related to the main distribution, mains and sub-main distribution. This is earthing for the power installation work. Then we have the lighting installation. Lighting is, as you know, the light fixtures, so all the wiring cables for that, switches, again controls and sensors, conduits and trays for the lighting purpose. Usually we don't much do the measurement of wiring and cables in lengthwise. It is usually point wiring. So how many lights are there, that much will be putting a rate for point wiring. And also the conduit trunking also, we separately, it will be usually included within this point wiring. So this is just all this system, doesn't mean that we have to include all these items separately. Sometimes we will be including the rate with 2-3 items together. So point wiring and control conduits, all those will be in one heading, one description, and the rates will be for each system, like each light fixture. And the exclusions are also given. External lighting, again it comes under the external services section. Then the BMS system will be under 5.12, communication security and control system. So only the controls and sensors for the lights are included here. Again, if you go back, earthing for the lighting system is included. Earthing again is included under the point wiring system. There is not a separate measurement being done for the earthing. So the rates are included for earthing also, for point wiring, conduiting and earthing, conduiting or tray system. All these will be usually coming under one description. Then specialist lighting installation 5.8.4. These are some specialist light like display lighting, illuminated sign, stage lighting. So anything special other than the normal interior lightings comes under this section. So it's almost similar to the whatever are included is almost similar to the normal lighting installation. Then the local electricity generation system. Here comes the photovoltaic tiles, panels, EPS generator, wind turbine, fuel storage for the generators, wiring, fittings and equipment controllers. Again, some exclusions. Central central heat and power boilers comes under 5.5. Heat source photovoltaic tiles forming part of the roof comes under 2.3. Roof solar heating panels comes under 5.5. Heat source. External electricity comes under 8.7. External fuel storage, whatever is external comes under external services 8.7. Whatever is coming internally will be included under 5.8.5 local electricity generation system. Then this is what I said, a different section is there for earthing and bonding. So the tapes, earthing rods, which is the earthing rods, earthing pits, cabling and connectors. Excludes the earthing provides with individual system. So all the individual system earthing is already, rates will be included in each individual system section. Whatever is the tapes or the earthing rods that comes outside, where all the electric system, all the earthing system will be connected and fed outside. There will be electric and earthing pits. Earthing rods will be inside that pits, and to ground, basically to ground this earthing into the under the soil. For that purpose, this system is being used. Basically, these were the main systems. You can pause each and read through them to get into detail. Just a straightforward PPT that I've made. These inclusion exclusions all have directly taken up from the NRM1, the RIBA NRM1 document. Almost all the items have been covered under electrical system. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to the Quantity Serving Studio. So hope everyone is doing good, staying safe. It's been a long time since I've come in front of the video. It's been mostly PPTs and some kind of presentations that I've been making. So I thought today I'll just come in front of the video and discuss something general and basically about job switch happening. Like the year end is coming now, the 2024 year is gonna end now, so many of us would be in that process of the annual performance review, so we would be expecting a bit of salary increment, some promotions. But most of the cases, why do people switch jobs? It's either due to the salary or mainly not getting proper promotions or like recognitions in your current job. But I would say almost 60 to 70 percentage of the time people are switching jobs because of the salary issues. They're not happy with the increments that happen in their company, and that is a fact. If you see right now, most of the companies, to tell you frankly, don't really care about the hard work or the dedications that an employee does. For them, it is like get more work done with better profit. So that is the motto of majority of the companies. That this I'm telling from my past 12 plus years of experience. And yeah, there are times when you get recognized, appreciated, but that is very rare now. And even if you as an employee is resigning from a job, it's not a big deal for that company. They know that they will get someone else, and the fun fact is that they are even ready to take your replacement with a better salary. Instead of giving you that hike, they're ready to give it to someone new who is going to join the company, join the new culture. For them, they are ready to pay better rather than retaining someone who has already been with the company for some amount of time and knows how the company works, what is the policies, how the team works. So that is the fun fact, I would say. Something that I've not able to understand till date. Why a company, the management is ready to take in someone new with a better salary rather than retaining someone with the same salary. And if you see right now, there is the concept of long term commitments and all is gone. Gone are those days when, if you open a CV and see, okay, this guy is not been in a company for more than 2 years, or he is a job jumper, job hopper, so we'll not be able to take him. He might jump. So that concept has totally gone. Now nobody cares about that. Company, everyone knows that people are now on the lookout for a better salary because the cost of living in every place is getting on increased. It's not even increasing yearly, it's maybe monthly basis the cost of living is getting increased. And definitely as someone responsible, having your family, your kids, you would definitely want a better salary to sustain your living, your family, to have a decent life. So there is no harm in switching your jobs every 1 year or 2 years. That is completely, if you're happy with a particular salary for some amount of time, you can stay there. And then if you think that your salary is not getting increased in your current company, to definitely looking for a switch. And that too, you need to switch a job only at least minimum if you get around 30 to 35 percentage increment. So that is should be your target, that should be your goal. That is according to me, at least 30 to 35 percentage increment in your salary, then only switch your job. Otherwise it's not gonna be of useful, because if you get some 20 percentage increment in a new company and if you join there, definitely it will take some time for you to make a decent recognition among your new team members and get to know about your work, how good you are in your work, and all those things will take time. and at least it will take some more than 1 year, at least 2 years to impress your current employer, and then only they might think about increment and all. So that will be a long time. So you have to sustain with that salary. So start a new job only if you get a proper at least 30 to 35 percentage increment. So that should be the motto. At least that is my motto always. And regarding promotions, as I've already made a video, something called dry promotion that has been happening a lot recently. Dry promotion is basically giving you a promotion, but more responsibilities, more promotion, but not much increase in your salary. So that is definitely a demotivating factor for anyone. And that also I've not understood why companies do that. Maybe they're just trying their luck to, there are some people who likes to have some good designations and don't really care. They want a peaceful life. They might be in that company for 5 years and everything's going smoothly. They're not ready to take risk moving into another company, moving into a new atmosphere, new environment. So such kind of people might agree to those try promotions with not much increment in salary. But again, my advice is take risk, jump, network, going to a new place, new environment, meeting new people, you're networking, staying in the same companies, doing the same job without much motivation is just totally useless. It's, yeah, if you are someone who is comfortable with that, yeah, it's fine. You might be earning a decent amount. You'll be happy with that. You your work life balance is also fine. It's fine. I'm not telling that it's totally wrong, but it is fine only for those people who have come out of that age, who have their kids starting going to school, who have crossed maybe at least 35 or 40 years. For someone who is in their mid career between 25 to 35, I would say this is the time you could keep jumping, make that base salary that where you would be happy enough. So for that, only how jumping is the main criteria, because I feel that most of the companies are really behind profits these days rather than employee motivation or all those different factors. So think about yourself and then only make decisions first. Instead of never love your company, just love your job. If you feel that your job is not paying you well, then start looking for a new job. And there are a lot of jobs coming up in the market, a lot of companies getting new projects, and I made videos of even the outsourcing factor that is happening right now in India. A lot of MNCs companies are outsourcing their works that is taking place in the different countries like Middle East, UK, US. So those counterparts are outsourcing those works to the Indian counterparts, and that is getting a great profit for these Indian companies whose branches in India. So it's a great opportunity because the labor in India is really cheap. I guess if you, for example, in UK, for someone who was 10 plus years of experience, monthly, I would say that company can earn around 5 lakhs per month with someone with 10 plus years of experience giving his service to them, and definitely they can pay them just maybe maximum 1.2 lakhs. So see that difference, almost 3.5 lakhs is the profit for that company from one person. So imagine doing that with a lot of resources, how good the company can make, how profitable the company will be. So outsourcing is the next big boom that is happening in the construction sector. Keep looking out for those opportunities also. So thanks a lot for watching this video. It was just a basic video information that I thought I'll share with you guys. It's been a long time since I've come in the front of the camera too, so I thought I'll just interact with you guys. So hope everything is going fine. Thanks a lot for the support that you've been showing to Quantity Surveying Studio. Appreciate it. Let's keep growing. I hope this support will be there throughout this channel, the existence of this channel. So take care. Bye. Hi. Welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So in this video, we'll be looking into a checklist for quotations. Being in the construction sector and a quantity surveyor, we'll be getting a lot of quotations. We will be asking for a lot of quotations. So something that you need to be aware of once you receive quotations. Basically a checklist that you need to go through to understand if this quotation is having all the required details available so that you could make a comparative. Like there will be a lot of quotations that you'll be getting for a same service or a material, so you can easily do a comparative study but based on this checklist and present it to your higher management and finalize the final quotation. So let's move to the video. What is a quotation? A quotation is a document that a seller provides to a buyer to offer goods or services at a stated price under specified conditions, also known as quotes, sales quotes, or sales quotations. Quotations are used to let a potential buyer know how much goods or service will cost before committing the purchase. So in your daily life also you'll have come across a lot of quotations. Like if you are planning to buy a car, you'll be getting a quotation of that, or you are planning to do some painting in your house, some quotation for that. You'll be collecting a lot of quotations in your daily life. So let's start the different checklist points that you need to understand. First is a scope of work. Make sure the description of the service or product is detailed and matches what you need. So you might be having a specific requirement. When you get that quotation, make sure that the supplier or that service provider understands your requirement. That same level of understanding is there. Sometimes the requirement might be painting of the whole house, but what that service provider might be understanding is might be like okay, painting of just a room. So something like that you need to be aware of. You need to make sure that what your requirement is, what his understanding is, also it's on the same level. That is the scope of work. Next is obviously the pricing. Check if the pricing is clear and included all costs, taxes, and any potential additional charges. So make sure that whatever price has been quoted is including all the legal requirements, all the taxes, and whichever country it is from, there might be some types of different types of taxes, service tax or goods and services tax, or many other things, also some percentage on transportation or some percentage on packing. So make sure that the pricing for that final product or service you is that final. If there are some hidden charges or something like that, make sure that it is specified in the quotation. So based on this requirement, if something like this happens, there might be 1% of additional charge or something like that. There might be some conditions on the pricing, so that also should be made clear. Then the payment terms. So review the payment schedule, including any upfront payments, milestones, and final payments. Look for penalties for late payment. So there might be a requirement that you need to pay in advance of this much, or there might be a requirement that you need to make payment every month during this date. So that payment terms should be made clear of, and any penalties if you're delaying the payments, is there any penalties and you need to pay, all those should be made clear in this quotation. That is the payment terms. Another one is the delivery terms. So ensure the delivery schedule is realistic and meets your timelines. Understand the consequence of any delays. Like again, the quotation should, if it is some material that you're getting the quote for, make sure that the quotation specifies that this will be delivered during this specific date, and if at all delivery is not made, what would be the consequences, or all those should be agreed upon. And if even if it is some service that being provided, that will be started in this date and it will be tried to complete it in this date, 30 days or something like that should be made clear, and it should be specified in the quotation, so that it is that level of understanding is clear that when the works will be completed, when is your plan. You might be having some plan to do complete, get the work done or get that material, so that should be specifically made aware of. Next is validity. How long the quotation is valid for and what happens if the buyer wants to extend it. So you will be getting a quotation for some service or material, and something like it should be specified that this pricing is valid, or this entire quotation, all the conditions is valid only for 2 months. So within that only you need to make your decision. If you are making a decision after that validity time, there might be chances that the price might increase or the conditions might change. That all again should be made clear of, and you will have to decide on finalizing the quotation based on that validity date or time. Next is the warranties and guarantees. Look for warranty periods and what they cover. Understand the process for claims and repairs. So again, for that service or materials, they should specify that it is having this much warranty or guarantees, and how, if at all you want to claim against that warranty, how can you claim that, and how will all those process be done. That should be made clear in that quotations. Next is cancellation and return. So know the terms for cancelling the agreement and returning the products, including any associated costs. So it is straightforward. If you want to cancel this material or agreement or any services, how you can do that, and what would be the cost associated with it, and all those cancellation policies, return policies can be should be made clear, so that there won't be any confusion or any disputes happening based on this. Changes, what the process is for making changes to the order. So sometimes there might be requirement for some specific model of a material, then again there might be that change of requirement, so you might be going with another model, maybe model number B. So for doing that, what is the procedure for doing that, and if there is any cost associated with changing order, because sometimes if you are giving, you're finalizing a particular model, they might be starting to, if it is some manufacturing, some material that needs manufacturing and in the factory and all, they would have started the process of manufacturing, so there will be a lot of cost incurred on those. So although should, if you're suddenly telling no, you don't need that, you need another material, another model, then again there will be a lot of cost related to that. So all those things should be made clear of. That is the changes. Next is confidentiality. So check if there are any confidentiality agreements in place to protect sensitive information. Sometimes some confidentiality clauses might be put forward, so that you should, like as a consumer, you should not be providing this information about that particular service or product to anyone else, maybe their competitors or something like that, because a lot of competition is happening. Same service might be provided by different service providers, and they will be having different tactics, different prices, different discounts, different offers. So all these things should not be told to their competitions, or that information should not be provided outside the particular limit or something like that. So these confidentiality agreement or clauses should be checked if there is anything like that. Then liabilities and indemnities. Understand the extent of liability for both parties and any indemnity clause that might apply. So just to easy way to understand what liability and indemnity is, I have put a example. For example, a gym might use a indemnity clause to state that the gym is not responsible for injuries or death that occurs while using the equipment. So some similar kind of that. So they might put some liabilities and indemnities clauses that this material, once you receive it and once you have opened the seal, if there is any no repair, any damage, you should let them know at the earliest. Once that product is used, started using, and something happens, it is not their liability. So that kind of indemnity clause is put forward. So that needs to be checked. Governing law and dispute resolution. Ensure the agreement specifies which jurisdictions laws will govern the contract and the process for resolving disputes. So based on which jurisdiction, that wherever the location is happening, the kind of this agreement is happening, there might be some laws requirements. So if at all some disputes happen, all those will be covered you under that jurisdiction's laws. That also needs to be specified. That should be made clear of. So this was the short video on the checklist for quotations. If at all these 11 items or requirements are not put forward in the quotations, you can ask for them if at all. Some quotations won't be having all these 11 requirements. You can just ask them if it is applicable. So it is, it can be made clear. These things can be made clear earlier itself. So, okay. So these out of 11 checklist 7 are there shown in the quotation, 4 are not there. So you can just mail them asking them these 4 things are not shown in your quotations. Are they applicable or not? So they might revise their quotation again, or they might let you know that no, it is not applicable for this kind of service or materials. So hope this short video was informative. Thanks a lot for watching. Please do like this video if you found it to be informative, and please subscribe to Quantity Surveying Studio if you have found this video and the other videos useful. So take care. Bye. Hi all, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. So hope everyone is doing good, staying safe, having a good professional and personal life. This video is something regarding an experience that I wanted to share, which I recently encountered in my uh, professional life. Like recently I've been involved in a takeoff of a UK based project, and during that time I encountered something that I thought I would share with you all guys, so that it could be helpful for you all in your career, also in your professional life, when you're doing, especially when you're doing your quantity takeoff. So this was while doing takeoff of refrigerant piping. So you must be knowing that refrigerant pipe must be having two two ways. There should be a refrigerant flow and there should be a refrigerant return. There should be two pipes. But sometimes what happens is, in the drawings they would be showing just one pipe going to the different units from the condenser, from the outdoor unit. So what happens is that we, as a quantity surveyor, if you're not like having that technical knowledge about what refrigerant piping is all about, we seeing just one way of pipe, we'll tend to take just one measurement. But in actual, whatever measurement we are doing, if just one pipe is being shown, whatever measurement we do, we have to actually just multiply it with 2, so that we are considering both the refrigerant flow and refrigerant return. But again, just for clarity, or just for your documentation, what you can do is, when you see such kind of scenario, just one refrigerant pipe being shown, you can put up this in your query list. You can just mention that just one way of refrigerant piping is being shown, so we are considering the length as by we are multiplying the length by 2, so that it will account to both the return and flow. Please confirm if this assumption is right. So just for safety purpose, you are making it clear to the designers, because we are not the designers. So we should not just like that assume things. So we are like putting up a documentation, so that later on this won't be a problem also. So this is what something I recently encountered while doing a takeoff. So hope it would be helpful for you guys also in your, while you guys do your takeoff for the HVAC part. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Please do subscribe Quantity Surveying Studio for more quantity surveying related videos, contents, and do like this video if you have found it to be useful. To share it with your colleagues who are into this profession. Thanks. Take care. Bye.